probably don't turn it on. Sometimes he's not at home. I scream like all do not disturb.
Liz, are we on?
Yep.
All right, good evening, everyone. It's 7 o'clock, and we're going to call the September 8th, 2025 Board of Commissioners meeting to order. We'd like to start tonight with invocation. And Commissioner Robinson, you mind leading us in that?
Yes, sir. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for such a beautiful day that you have allowed us to see. We thank you for how you've just given us activity of our limbs. Now, as we have come to dispatch the business for the town of Princeton, we ask that you lead us and guide us in everything that we say and that we do. We ask that everything be done decent and in order. And for that, we're going to give your name glory, honor, and praise. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Commissioner Holmes, do you mind leading us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next on the agenda is to adopt the September 8th, 2025 board meeting. But I'd like to amend the agenda this evening by replacing item number 9, if we could remove that and add the revenue allocation with, the merger, regionalization, and feasibility study. If the board is willing.
Actually, Mr. Mayor, you called me with divided attention because I didn't hear you.
You didn't hear me?
No.
Okay. All right, so tonight we're on number 3, adopt the agenda for September 8th. And with that, item number 9, would like to remove that, the 107 North Pearl Street revenue allocation. Would like to remove that from the agenda, but I would like to add the merger, regionalization, and feasibility study, if the board so pleases.
Motion to approve minutes as amended.
So are we gonna get a memo or something on the,
Do we have that? Have they got that?
on the Pearl Street?
We're just going to push that to a later date, if that's okay.
Okay, all right.
And my voice is a little raspy, but I made a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
So I have a motion.
Well, Matt, you're gonna leave that alone. Second.
I have a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 4-0. Next on the agenda is to approve the consent agenda.
May I ask a quick question?
Yes, sir.
So, did we need to approve the removing of item 9 and replacing?
I just said as amended.
Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
what I just, I think we did.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No problem. All right, next is to approve the consent agenda. We have the August 4th, 2025 board meeting minutes, and we also have the closed session on the August 4th, 2025 minutes.
Make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Have a motion?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 4-0. All right, next is comments, and I just have a couple things I'd like to say tonight. I want to give an update on the community center and library. It's coming along nicely. We have all the walls framed up, the wiring in, all the electronic wiring is in. So we will hopefully, should have had a inspection Friday, And I'm not sure where that's at, but we should be hanging sheetrock here in the next week. It is in the building. So we will start seeing what this is gonna really look like. The other thing I'd like to comment on is that the Martin Livestock Road Sewer Extension is coming along pretty good. They have worked on the well and stuff, or the area over by the church, have all that in. They've run it, they crossed over 70, and now they're digging down Martin Livestock Road. Town had a meeting with them last week, and the project is on target to be completed by Christmas. Are there any other comments from the board at this time?
Yeah, regarding the Martin Livestock, it looks like they should make it to the intersection of, Progressive Church, probably in the next day or two.
Moving right along.
And then also, I actually thought, I don't know if this would be the right time to look at that, but I know we already have some protocol in place for this, like the leaves pickup, and I would love for us to revisit it possibly, so maybe we can reword some of that, or make some type of amendment to it. And I think some of the citizens are they're misinterpreting the wording or the proper protocol, I should say, to bag those different little items.
You're talking about the new ordinances in place about bagging leaves.
Yeah, the old new ordinance.
The old ordinance, that
Yeah, the
is
old
actually
ordinance.
what we're doing now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we need to possibly revisit that, just to see if we can clean up and change up some of the wording.
Okay. Is that something that you can work on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
Thank you.
so are we gonna, add that to the agenda, tonight, or are we going to?
Is that something we're prepared to talk about?
You got any specific concerns? What?
Well, I think
citizens are saying?
from what I've been hearing, I think a lot of citizens just think that anything that we need to put at the street needs to be bagged.
Okay.
And Brian and I were talking, and he was kind of clarifying it, because we had one of the townspeople stop us while I was talking to him, and they were like, we got to bag up everything. And where he was saying, he was explaining it to me, say for example, if you're just cleaning up in the yard, you have just a little small place that you need to kind of put some shavings or grass shavings or leaves or whatever, we can put that in the bag. But if it's big limbs and a whole bunch of grass and stuff like that, he was saying that if it's not a small amount, then we can still use, still put it in a big
Yeah,
pile.
we talked to the utility guys, and they're gonna get it regardless, and it's gonna be a learning phase for the citizens and everything as we start kind of enforcing what should have been or used to be. But we can do another palm tree. I think Liz has got it on the bills, or we can put it on the bills. It's on the notice here in town.
Okay.
So we can just touch base with the citizens again on that. And if any of them have any questions, they're more than welcome to call up here, and we'll talk to them about it.
I like I said, I know they hammered me at first, and I was like, oh, let me just kind of,
Yeah.
let me look at it and see
And I
what we
think it
got.
also needs to be reminded, am I correct, this was how it has always supposed to be, but we got away from it?
Right.
And we're just going back to making sure it's done.
Right.
This isn't something new that we've decided, this
That's
is what
correct.
had always been in
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. But we'll do another phone tree, do a couple of them over the next week or two, and then, when we have bills coming up, we'll do that, and then Liz can post it on social media again, and the website as well, so, but most people, look at the social media, so we'll try
Because
to.
I think more so it was the wording.
Okay,
A lot of the townspeople may have misinterpreted
Okay.
how the process was supposed to go.
okay,
So,
we'll try to clean it up, make it a little clearer
Yeah.
for them.
that'll be my.
All right.
Anybody else?
Because I had a commissioner get on me about it.
It's not true.
Next on the agenda is public comments. And if anyone from the audience would like to come and speak, citizen, can address the board at this time. Of anything that is not on the agenda, speakers are asked to keep the order and balance, that all public comments will be kept to 3 minutes, and we ask that you come to the podium, state your name and address. Speakers shall at all times maintain proper decorum and present all comments in a civil manner. Is there anyone that would like to speak?
Good evening. Martin Enriquez at 301 East First Street in Princeton. On behalf of NCDOT, and I talked to Michael King last week, had a employee come by on Monday, I think last Monday. He was off, and on utility work that's been going on, we want to make sure, Mayor, that the proper traffic control is used by the utility company, whoever's doing that work. And I think I addressed it with
I
you.
had a conversation with our
Yeah.
engineers and everything,
Yeah.
right after you called me.
Yeah.
Explained to them
Not
about
only,
the
not only
protocol.
for the safety for them, for the workers, but
Mhm.
the oncoming citizens that are coming to the work area. He stated that they didn't have any signs, hardly any cones, and some of their equipment was encroaching in the travel lane. So,
And where was this at?
Holt's Pond, so
Yeah.
extension.
so just want to make sure that
was last Monday.
whoever the town hires,
Yeah, that's Monday.
for
Okay.
any work on NCDOT right away, that the proper requirements of that. If you have any questions, just call me. I can give
Yes, sir.
all
Are
the
you
details.
DOT?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
And his son works with us.
I knew that.
Anyone else?
You do.
All right. Next on the agenda is the community center rental rates and rental agreement, and I'm going to hand this over to T.A. King.
Excited to see everybody. Do I? Good evening, Board. As the Mayor stated, item number 7 is the rental agreement for the Town of Princeton Community Building. This is just a rough draft that we are presenting that citizens would complete should they have interest in renting the facility. If you flip over to page 2, these are rental costs based off of some of the neighboring towns. These are not set in stone. I would entertain any options as far as fees or anything that you guys would like to suggest. I do have one correction. If you go to the all non-residents, where it says total rental fee to reserve venue, which is the second block, Monday through Friday should all be 700, not 7, and then 725. They should all be 700. Again, these are just kind of in line with our neighbors from Selma and Smithfield that you had asked me to reach out to, and just gives you some different ideas as to what we may want to charge. We do know this is going to be a guessing game for a while until we find the right price and the citizens are happy. We don't want to offer it cheap, but we want it to be within reason and have that cleanup fee and deposit where it maintains any damages and things like that. So if you would like, I can go through the rules and requirements. There are roughly 31 of those. Unless you have one specific one you want to ask about, we can talk about that. We also do have in here for nonprofits, should they rent the venue, they would get 15% off the venue fee. And there has been some slight discussion, I think, if there are town events or town fundraisers, so to speak, partnering with PCA, for example, whatever, we would definitely be willing to work with them, pending board approval as far as no rental fee for the venue per se, but there still could be a deposit or things like that. But it'd be a case-by-case situation, I guess, depending on what the event is and things like that. So, but we're willing to work with anyone, and going to have a nice place. We just want to make sure it's taken care of, and
It's affordable, and stays that way. So,
Is the town's plan to have a credit card on file for a renter?
we have had a discussion, and it would be my recommendation that for deposits, they would pay a $200 deposit that would be refunded, put it on a credit card for hold, and should the inspection pass, we would refund them within 14 days of their event. If not, we would apply the $200 toward the rental.
What happens?
and-
I noticed a lot of these penalties on here are greater than $200. So what happens if, say you have 2 penalties and it's $500?
That's just, again, these are some rates we just threw out. They can be adjusted. You know, we can charge $200, then hold the card, or charge per offense or whatever it may be. Again, it's going to be a trial and error type thing, but I'm open to listening to anything. We're not going to be there per se, so there will be some rules that are probably going to be broken, but we won't catch them. We may catch them after the fact, and we'll know how to address that, but you know, we're not going to know someone vapes inside unless we get told about it, or you know, something like that, or somebody's throwing football or whatever. But
We're not gonna have cameras in it?
we'll have cameras. You know, we can go back and look at the cameras, but we're not going to sit there and kind of watch them at their event.
How would we regulate 27 and 28?
27 and 28. Paint, chalk, glue, oil, and such are not allowed at the center. That would definitely be, depending on what the event is, I mean, it'd be pretty clear that we wouldn't allow any of that stuff in there. Again, if it is, the deposit would cover it. And I believe there's a statement in here that says anything over $300 they're responsible for as well. But we would definitely try to eliminate any of that. We've got it in our rules, I believe, that there's no chalk, no sidewalk chalk, nothing should be drawn on the concrete, the building, the walls, no thumbtacks, nothing goes on any walls. So if anybody wants to,
I guess I'm more so looking at the after hours.
as far as,
After hours, I mean, if somebody's just riding through on a bicycle and decides they want to color on the sidewalk, there's not gonna be much you
Yeah.
can do about it.
yeah.
So that's what I was asking, how would we?
Do these rules apply to the inside of the building more so than the outside of the building, maybe?
No, they apply pretty much around, on everything, they don't just draw on sidewalks or parking lot or
Yeah.
anything like that, but, I mean, just to stop a kid from running through there with
Yeah.
a box of chalk and deciding he wants to draw in a parking lot.
Yeah, we'll have security cameras and things like that. As far as, yeah. But as far as putting things in the walls, stuff like that, that's not gonna be permitted. If somebody has a birthday party or whatever, they'll need to bring an easel and put it on the sign or whatever, but we're not gonna allow anything to be posted, taped, stuck, tacked, or anything to the walls. Skateboarding and rollerblading, that's something we'll have to monitor, and the reason we put that in, we have a lot of people that ride bikes in town, but skateboarding and rollerblading, we'll try to monitor that with PD the best we can. That's to eliminate injuries and hitting cars or cars hitting them, vice versa, but PD will back us up on that one. So,
Did I have some questions and concerns about under number 2, where which has to do with the alcohol.
okay.
So that we're saying that we would fine them $1,000, $1,000 penalty, and I'm thinking that the max that we can do maybe $250 for because I'm not sure that we can find someone $1,000.
Yeah. Okay, we can check on that one and see.
Yeah. And one of the things that I thought about under the rental agreement, and I know that the rental, it looks like that, looks like that everything that we offer is going to be for all day.
That is correct.
And I'm personally thinking that most people who would rent it probably, that a lot of people who would look to rent it probably would not be interested in all day. And that I know at last meeting, some had concerns that if we did it by the hour or whatever, that it would knock down us getting the all day ones. But one of the things that we could think about is looking at a trial of a Monday through Thursday that maybe, and maybe we can sell it in 4-hour blocks or whatever.
I know we had talked about that before, about doing 4-hour blocks, and I don't disagree. I think telling somebody got to rent it for the whole day, I don't think you're gonna find anything that's gonna go in there.
Yeah, my last notes, we had talked about if you were splitting it, it would be 9 to 1 and then 3 to 7 would be the 2 hours, because that would give someone time to go and clean it. 2 hours to clean the facility before the next one. And I think those are pretty fair hours. But those would be my recommendation.
So the hour would be what?
I had wrote in my notes from last month, 9 to 1 and 3 to 7. And that gives you 2 hours for a cleaning crew to come in. If we split it into 2 per day. So that gives them 4 hours.
And so if we did it if we did like Monday through Thursday, or that they could do 4 hours, what would the rental cost be?
That's up to the board, the discretion of the board. Looking at Smithfield, they're charging $62.50 an hour for a resident, $82.50 for a non-resident. And that's for their multi-purpose room. Now, I don't know anything about that room, but $62.50 for 4 hours is what, 122?
86.
Yeah.
87.
Yeah. So you looking at that, and then Selma, which is the old Civic Center, they have not here our minimum for the town of Selma. Theirs is a 3-hour minimum. Damage deposit is $300. Custodial services and supply fee is $175. And it's $125 an hour on a weekday and $150 on the weekend.
Because I'm actually thinking that Smithfield, even though it's about an hour, that I think you have to rent for at least 2 hours. I think.
And that's a very good possibility. I don't think they would just rent it for 1 hour, but yeah, I mean, if you want to,
the party room that they have at the aquatic center. That they got one room downstairs and they got a larger room upstairs. The one upstairs will probably seat about 100 people.
Well, I know the one upstairs, we usually get from, I think it's 10 to 6, or either 11 to 6. The party room downstairs, I think has been about, I think they do 2 hour intervals. So,
well, we could reduce it to a 3-hour like Selma did, minimum of 3 hours, and go with 9 to 12, and then you can still keep the 3 to 7 if you want. That gives 3 hours for cleanup, and theirs is theirs was $125 an hour, so that'd be $375, which is more for the whole day. But if you wanted to do it, I mean,
And now I would think that one of those hours probably should be like 7 p.m. to like 10.
Yeah, I was just looking at it.
Yeah.
We were looking, I was thinking
Yeah,
maybe
because
11 to 3. or
birthday
5 to
parties
9.
and whatnot like that. Most people, someone's gonna have them early in the day, but right many is will.
what if you did 9 to 12 as your first 3-hour block, 2 to 5 as your second, and then 7 to 10, just Monday through Thursday. You got 3-hour blocks with 2-hour gaps in the middle for cleaning.
And then how would you do it on the weekend? Same way?
I mean, yeah, you could do it the same on the weekend, but I think the weekend would be a little more expensive than the weekday.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you'd want to charge per hour, $60 an hour, $75 an hour.
Just use our figures that we have and kind of break it up along
Yeah.
those
So the
lines.
only thing about doing that now, you knock out the whole rental for,
Right.
could mess up the whole weekend for
Right.
one 3-hour rental. Somebody needs it for the whole weekend,
Right.
will pay $1,200 for it. And you just knocked it out with a 3-hour rental.
So that's-
Well, that's one of the reasons that I said do the rentals like Monday through Thursday.
Personally, I think that would be the smart thing to do, because Monday through Thursday are gonna be your odd time out. We have meetings in town sometimes, whatever. Somebody needs it for a few hours, and we can accommodate a little bit. If somebody needs an extra hour, you could do an additional hour if there's nothing behind it. You could add an hour for every how many dollars.
But we still need to figure in, if, it depends on if something's behind it, because if you got another party.
That's right, if you got something behind it, you can't do it. You say you gotta be
because
out
you got
12
cleaning.
or whatever.
So I'm hearing Monday through Thursday, 9 to 12, 2 to 5, and 7 to 10. And it would be $60 an hour, which would be $180 for 3 hours. Is that too much?
No.
That for in town or out of town?
That would be, that would be in town. Out of town, you could go up $10 to 70 or something.
Logistically, does that put us in a tight schedule? Like, is that, I think this is good, it's just new information that
What
I'm now processing.
Yeah, the one thing that
That's right.
concerns me about it is cleaning availability.
That's what I'm thinking about, so do the cleaning folks who have submitted bids now need to be having a revised submittal to know that they could be on call
yeah.
3 times a day?
We could have that discussion with them. I think I had that in here.
Well, I'm looking at what Ms. Owens talked about, and it kind of sounds like that they can make it work.
And I did receive another quote. I did not get it in here, but it was for anytime cleaning that they needed cleaning, and it was $100 flat to do the cleaning. And this person cleans Town Hall at Pine Level and Wilson Mills. So, and she's local.
We're gonna have a couple, just in case one can't make it for some
Yeah,
reason.
Right.
yeah.
And let me ask this too. How are we, as a town and staff, going to, are we gonna expect someone to be able to be there at 12, at 5, get out?
But if it's during the weekday, we'll have staff here. If it's the
And then 10
weekend, it's gonna be at the discretion of PD most likely.
Why not?
I said if it's during the weekday, we can monitor it, but if it's on the weekend, whoever's working that Saturday would just ride by most likely and just check on them or something.
Could we get in the room?
All right, so I've got, excuse me, I got Monday through Thursday, 9, 12, 2, 5, and 7 to 10, in town at 60 and out of town at 70. And then the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday rates seem to be okay with everyone. Is that the consensus?
The only thing I have about the weekend is where the mayor was talking about somebody wanting to rent it for a whole weekend. Does that ever happen?
No, but I have a feeling it might now. And we have a weekend package in here on the in-town and out-of-town. Weekend, which is noon Friday to noon Sunday, after your deposit's refunded and everything, it'd be $11.50, and then non-residents would be $15.50. And that's compared to venues around here, and it's pretty much in line for a weekend venue like that, as far as the
That
cost.
seating, how many?
114.
Can you go back and say those time slots and the rates again?
Yep, Monday through Thursday, 9 to 12, 2 to 5,
And I got the times and
and
the
7
dollar
to
amounts
10,
that go
and then
with it.
in would be 60, and out would be 70, and it'd be per hour.
And on
And the,
Saturdays
and
and
the
Sundays, you're
deposit and
for all
everything would
day.
remain the same.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday would stay the same?
If that's how,
They would do the whole day.
Yeah.
No 3-hour rentals. It'll be harder to clean, you put it with on the weekend, all
Yeah.
that stuff too.
yeah.
Um,
And I feel like most people, if they rent it on a Saturday, would probably want it for all day if they could get it.
So I'm gonna throw this out here, just thinking about the things in town that I do, or as a parent, my kid, and birthday parties and all the rest, is usually meetings are during the week, at any given time, or evenings, depending on the organization, and the family party, whatever, is on the weekend. And if we're contemplating having some kind of discount or arrangement with community groups or something, I mean, we have to really figure that out and firm that up, because that, I mean, we could be, they're the ones that are gonna be during the week, so, I mean, you may not even make hardly anything there. But the weekend people, that's steep still, that's steep.
That's where I was getting at, for
And-
all day.
And I think, I like what we've done with breaking it up that way, because realistically, if the
Yeah.
women's club wanted to meet, we're not gonna be there from all day.
Well, you could knock Saturday and Sunday down $75 and put it at 300.
I said 300.
Okay.
I said 300, which, and when you think about what we were charging for that space
Yep.
versus, I mean, it does make sense.
And
It's
it-
still hard
yep.
to stomach a little bit when you see that dollar amount. But when
Yeah.
you think about what people were paying with where we were versus what they're getting now, I get it. We can't change the fact we need a deposit. We can't change what the custodian's gonna charge us. Those are fixed. Another thought I had, you can shoot this down, because this has been heavy on me, I've been thinking about this so much, is what if we did something, again, shoot me down if you want, but what if we did something where, like, for the first 6 months or something like that we are open, we offer some kind of some kind of discounted something, because my fear is that we're gonna be so proud of this new space, and we're gonna expect all these people to be like, yes, and they're gonna look at our prices and be like, no, and we are gonna set this precedent that are not having anyone rent from us because it's too expensive. So I'm not saying to do away with all of this, but in some way offer some initial, the first however many months or something, some kind of deeply discounted rate, whatever that looks like.
So,
I think when you look at the Friday or Saturday and Sunday, and, I mean, even if you get your deposit back, it's $550, I think it's gonna be a hard sell for a birthday party.
well, the old building, just to kind of let everybody know, the old building, after they got their refund for the deposit back, was $185 a day is what we charged. That's after they got the deposit back.
But first of all, most people who do birthday parties, even if they're gonna do them on the weekend, they aren't gonna need the building all day. What you normally get into whenever you are wanting to stay there all day is like reunions and whatnot. And now, that my family has done reunions everywhere, and now to rent these places, I mean, that is not cheap.
Well, if somebody needs it for a whole day, I think rate's fine. But like I said, somebody going in there for a birthday party, is gonna go in there and stay there for 2 or 3 hours, and it's $550. I just don't believe you'll rent it. I mean, I'm just saying for mine, I wouldn't rent it for
And I guess,
$550 for 3 hours.
and I think about, you know, I'm not gonna have my kid's birthday party Monday through Thursday, so I'm not gonna get to take advantage of those types of hourly rates. I'm gonna have it on the weekend, and I'm saying birthday parties, there's many other things, but, you know, someone's Christmas party, someone's whatever, they need it at night, they do it on a Friday night, but they're paying for the whole day. I mean, I'm not trying to make this so
I think it needs to be
difficult,
split
but.
up, maybe not three-hour blocks, but it needs to have some blocks in it. Because I think you'll end up shooting yourself in the foot.
Why
Because,
not doing an optional on that Saturday? That
It could be
Saturday,
optional, that's what I'm saying, you could have it.
Yeah, you can either choose to do.
4 hours or a whole day,
Yeah.
whichever one you wanna rent it for.
Half a day or a whole day.
I think it needs some options though, cause I don't think you'll get a lot of response out of it for that, having to rent it for a whole day.
because they, and like the reunions and whatnot, most of those people book they book way ahead of time. Because they've gotta have it down, well, that they've got to have the place locked down well before, the scheduled events for like the reunions and whatnot.
When I was doing our schedule, I did ours a year in hand.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, it gives people, you know you've got your facility and the people can have time to build their schedule around it, so they can. Not anybody's gonna come in here and want a family reunion and want it in 30 days.
The only way would be emergency. Somebody cancel.
That's not a family reunion, that's not a funeral.
So are we saying to split it in 2 blocks on the
I think it
weekend?
needs to be split too, just my opinion.
And then give them the option if they want to take the whole day.
They can take,
10 to 2 and 4 to 8, 10 to 2, 5 to 9.
the later one needs to be later on till like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, how late is it gonna be available every night? Do we have that on there?
Oh, we had it ended at 11.
Yeah, that is 7 a.m. till 11 p.m.
Yeah.
So I would do a half day, I would start it at 7, so somebody could get in to set up.
In the morning?
7 to 1, 4 to 11 or something, is my
You just
math right?
divide that out, hours with 7 to 1, 6 hours.
7 to 1 and then,
They won't
6
stay in
hours?
it.
I ain't
They
gonna
won't
get
stay in it that long anyway.
No.
I mean, most people
I guess,
that gather
but
will be done.
it really depends on the situation, cause I don't think most people gonna try to get in at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but you just have it available, that's what time we start, and we end at 11. And you just split it in half and put 2 hours in between to clean it, and then you got to 11 o'clock to get out at night. You're out.
Depends what you're doing though too. I mean, I'm thinking about stuff, you know, if we were gonna do our Veterans Day service in there, we would get there as early. If the event's at 10, we would get there 8 even to start getting things set up. So I mean, it depends.
All right.
And if I was having a birthday party, don't have many now, but if we were having them, I would get there early, get the stuff set up so I could be back home to be with the kid, to go wherever we're going, and then or to go back there where it's already set up, so I'll get out and set it up.
all right, so splitting the 2 6-hour blocks, how much are we looking at on the weekend then? For 6 hours?
That the, well, and the, that the weekend would have to somewhat mirror the Monday through Thursday
Well-
as cost.
$50 times 6 is $300, which is what we had just said we'd be okay with for a weekend fee. I mean, 50 times 6, I mean, you're getting it for less time and what we get options the whole day, but it's that same $50, let's shoot, it's less. I mean, Monday through Thursday, 60. $50 an hour, but you gotta have it all 6 hours,
Okay.
right? I mean, is that, you have to have it all 6 hours?
Yeah, just, you rent the half a day, and you can come and go as you please in that half a day.
Yeah, because if they come in and they only want it for 2 hours, I mean,
Just rent the half a day.
yeah, I'd say 6 and, yep, okay.
Oh.
6.
We've done.
All right.
Well, I feel like I kind of contradicted myself because I'm saying it's too high for 300. Now I'm doubling up to 600 for the whole day. But
So-
I mean,
So give me those times again.
On the weekend, 7 a.m. 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. to 11 p.m.
So what happens if you get someone that comes in and says, you know, we wanna
go from 11 to 3 or 11 to 2?
I'll say depending on the availability of the building.
And the times of the rentals should be rigid, not where we're
That's what I
changing
think.
the time.
Well, I think, yeah, this is our
Yeah.
availability.
Yeah.
If you want to divide it into 3 slots, you can divide it into 3 slots, but then,
No, I think your weekend events are gonna take more time to prep and clean up and the rest than your meetings and the, Monday through Thursday.
All right, so I got Monday through Thursday, 9, 12, 2, 5, 7 to 10. In town, we're saying 60. Out of town, we're saying 70. And then weekend, you got Saturday and Sunday, 7 to 1 and 5 to 11, and $50 an hour for the weekend. But you have to rent it for the 6 hours, so it's $300 for 6 hours.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Still think it's too high. I think it's too high on the weekdays.
No, cause I mean, why don't we just not charge it?
Why don't we just not rent it out and just sit there? I mean, if the prices are too high, you're not gonna rent it.
I mean.
Y'all gotta remember, we're not Smithfield. We're a little old tiny Princeton.
No,
I have had feedback from numerous people to suggest that, wait a minute, we gotta pay all this money potentially for just having a meeting or for doing this? And, I mean, the Women's Club had to pay. I mean, I was told that by a seasoned member, that they've had to always pay to use the, community building. So it's not like anyone's trying to get out of it, but when you make the amounts too high, it's like, well, I'll just go to this person's house and meet instead. So, I mean, but there's the option to discount it for 6 months or something.
It's like anything else. You can price yourself out of business. You can ask for anything you want, but if it sits here unused, you've not accomplished anything.
All right.
And I know that this is likely gonna, like you said, I mean, this is
Yeah.
gonna be a learning curve and you may have to adjust months in. But I don't wanna come out,
Sure.
yeah.
All right.
I would rather start on the low side, and then if we see it's working and we're not getting any problems with it, ease it up. Maybe give it a year, then ease it up. But if you start out too high, it's just gonna sit there.
so now you're saying if we charge $60 an hour, that's too high?
I just don't think you're gonna rent it. I might be wrong. I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again, but I just don't think you're renting for that.
And it's all 3 hours, those 60.
I'm sitting here and I'm the hours on the weekend, I guess it just ain't settling with me. Why not like on the weekend, why couldn't we do like a 9 to 3? Then you have what, 2-3 hours in between? And then the next rental could be at 6, from 6 to 11 on the weekends. So I mean, that, to me,
Yeah.
that would be prime time. Okay. If I was gonna do a birthday party, a family gathering, that 9 to 3 hours would be feasible, because that gives me 5 hours. Then you have those, from 4 to 5, or 4 to 5:30, whatever. They can come in and clean up. Most of the time, you're gonna be cleaning up throughout the process of it anyway, so you don't have a whole lot to clean up. And then if we're gonna do like a banquet, somebody's gonna do a banquet or something, from that 6 to 11 o'clock hour is their time. And, you know, by the time whoever comes in, they're leaving out by 11. You know, custodians can come in, boom, clean, and they're gone. You're still giving them somewhat prime time hours.
so what if we do what you're saying and just make it 7 to 3? Since it opens at 7, that way everybody can just get in there early. We don't have to charge necessarily for every hour, we just have to put a rate on it. And then you could have the nighttime from 5 to 11, that's still 2 hours in between to clean. And, that's what we have, on the weekdays. And if we can do it on the weekdays, we should be able to do it on the weekends, I would think. And if that's gotta be bigger, then we'll have to work that in. But they're gonna have to know you'll have a schedule that you'll need to send to the cleaning people every week ahead, or, a week or every month. You'll say, this is what we've got scheduled. And please let us know if there's not any times, and you just need to have communication back and forward to make sure that they can handle all of them. You have your primary cleaner and your secondary.
And I think if we were thinking about staying with that $300 range, that gives them a lot for $300. A lot of time for $300. If you got from 7 to 3 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon for $300, that's a whole lot of time. And then from 5 to 11, that's still a whole lot of time. You're not gonna go even up to the convention center there in Clayton and get that for that amount of time.
Well, you're not gonna get, you're not gonna get any of that period.
So I don't, if we stay with that $300, I don't think we're gonna price ourselves out of that. Because once people look at it and say, wow, I got from this time to this time, I pretty much have the majority of the first part of the day, all of the peak time during the day, that, this covers $300, wow. And then they look at, wow, I got from this time to 11 o'clock at night, this is peak time.
Did you say originally 9 to 2 or 9 to 3?
9 to 3.
I think it's at 7.
I said 7. I said, why don't we change it to 7 so if somebody wants to get in early to set up. I was just wondering if you could cut it down to 7 to 2, and then do 5 to 11. That gives you 3 hours to get it cleaned in between. Because you gotta mobilize and have somebody here, but we're gonna be doing it, like I said, every day in the week. We've got 2-hour increments to get it cleaned, so. And then they'll be back, potentially on a weekday, it could be cleaned 3 times a day. But I'm fine with 3, I just was questioning.
That has been, that's been my experience, whenever our family has rented places. A lot of the venues are booked solid, where you can't even get them unless you've got like six something coming in 6 months or a year later, because they're normally booked solid.
Because I'm thinking about time we do, whether we do a soft opening or we go big shindig opening, by the time people look at it and see, and I'm just gonna be honest, I think we will probably have more out-of-towners that's gonna probably wanna rent. I mean,
I would say probably 80% of what's going on is gonna be out of town.
Yeah, so, I mean, just like when we're talking about doing the aquatic center, or even the little center there in Selma, I mean, they're costly.
Yeah.
But if you have pretty much the amenities that people would want, and listening to, knowing what we are putting in this, when we went to the Shrek, we were able to hook into the TV monitors and play videos. And, people looked at that. Now, I had to provide sound. They had a PA system in, but when you put in, you're not gonna spend money to put in a nice PA system. But we're having the TVs and all this good stuff. And when someone comes in and they're saying, oh, I can log into this, I can do my videos, they're being shown simultaneously, they're looking at the possibilities.
But now
It's making it, more feasible for them.
but now I thought our rules talked about the fact that wasn't available.
What was not available?
The Wi-Fi and
I thought we said we were having a
Yes, Wi-Fi.
Here, number 16, the use of TV, video screens, computers, and or Wi-Fi is not permitted unless approved by the board of commission.
That's true. Cause we got a lot of money in them TVs and stuff, and we just don't want anybody going in there and poking around and messing them up, to be honest. But we can change it.
We got the approval to use them, or
Yeah.
they're really
I
useless.
mean, we got a damage deposit, but again, you know,
Can we try to firm up the rates a little bit now? So was the Monday through Thursday, are we okay with $60 an hour for in, 70 an hour for out, with 3-hour time slots as the standing, okay? And I still believe that we need to have some kind of, the first, however, 3, 4, 6 months, a discounted rate as a opening, bring people in, let them see what they're getting so that they can better stomach paying these
you
fees.
could do half
later.
off the venue for 6 months.
Yeah,
or-
I think that.
You know, you want to.
It would allow them to see at a reasonable price, be able to see what they're getting, and be more inclined to want to come back because they know what we are offering them. And, so for the weekend, you're saying from 7 to 2 to 5 to 11, what if we did, again, because we can always go up over time, I mean, we see how it goes, what if we did like $225, because I mean, we're just talking the venue fee, we still gotta add in the deposit, the custodian fee, I mean, so we keep using these numbers, but you gotta still add those in, and I don't know how you adjust that when it comes to the hourly, the 3-hour blocks, if that's still the same fixed amount, but anyway, you know, for those 5 or 6 hour increments and on the weekends, $225, $250, I mean, that might seem low, but we can go up.
Yeah.
And again, discount it on the front end to let people see. And then
Well,
they'll say,
again,
oh,
it's-
let's have our Christmas party at the community center, or let's do this event here.
I mean, it's again, it's gonna be an adjustment, you know, I mean,
I don't wanna make us seem like we're selling ourselves short and giving, I mean, we're talking about all these other places and all they offer, but let's just get it out there for people to see and experience, and we can work ourselves up.
Okay.
It's like we said, we don't wanna open our doors and everyone be like, no can do.
alright. So, you want me to put all that together and send an email to the board on that, kinda showing what it is?
If that's what anyone wants.
Okay.
So we got Monday through Thursday, 3 time slots.
Mm-hmm,
We've got Friday through Sunday
mm-hmm,
with 2 time slots.
mm-hmm.
Is that gonna be 7 to 3 and 5 to 11?
I put 7,
Or
You would
7
say 7 to 2?
Well, I'm gonna leave that, he was.
Yeah, I think the 7 to 3 would be fine.
Does that add to the same amount of time? What's 7 to 3?
It's more time in the morning, but he was, Commissioner, Robinson was saying 9 to 3, which is 6 hours. But, you know, we ain't got necessarily to go by the hour. Somebody using it from 7 to 9 is highly unlikely, but the setup is very positive.
yeah, okay.
Unless you're having a chili cook-off or something like that, then you'll be there early.
Alright. Okay, I'll put something together and, I can send it out and, let everyone look at it.
Just totally switch up everything.
No, you're fine, that's what, hey, that's what I need to know. I need you guys to tell me what you want, the rates to be, so I'll rework this and, send it out and let you guys look at it, and we can bring it back next month and kind of,
I know you
finalize and
said
hopefully
you had
adopt it.
people who are already inquiring, I mean, is this, you know, how soon do we need, I mean, because we're getting closer to the time now, I mean,
By December, I mean, we can book it, I mean, we can go ahead and put them on the docket to book it and, you know, take a deposit now. If everybody's good with the deposit, we can go ahead and do that and then tell them the rates are still gonna be
I feel
finalized.
like by next month, we should
Yeah.
finalize this.
Okay,
Yeah, we got another 60, 75 days.
No, but when we're talking about, if I'm
Yeah.
trying to plan something and I wanna make sure I know where I'm gonna be, I wanna
Yeah.
know I've got a couple months in case I
Yeah.
can find somewhere else.
I would say go ahead and start
Okay.
writing in the dates and who's calling and get their phone
Yeah.
numbers, and I think we're doing that on.
yep, okay. All right, I'll get that together and, I can send that in an email just for you guys to look at and then we can,
As long as it's not
Bring it
for
back.
October 15th or something like that, we need to make
Yeah.
sure it's far enough.
We've already told everybody that it's not available till January 2nd, I think it was. Yeah,
Okay.
3rd,
And
something
if
like
when we
that.
see when the time is real back, we can,
Okay,
when we get in,
all
we'll
right,
figure it out.
sounds good.
Thank you, Michael, I'm sorry.
Oh,
for all
you're
of
good, no,
that.
that's what we need to know. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't know what to charge. I mean, it's gonna be a nice facility, but I don't want it to be too pricey and, you know, I mean, it's gonna be like a mini farm. If you know, I know you've been in a farm, but it's pretty much the same thing, it's just a smaller scale, you know, a lot smaller, but it's gonna be nice. So, okay.
All right, as far as the rules and requirements, is there any of that that we need to discuss so that we can get into that next time?
And if you see some after tonight, just email me and we can, you know, make some changes or whatever. And these again are just drafts, just some proposals to look at.
I think, when we were talking about the Wi-Fi, I think because just like you can do it at home, you can set that up that you can have a guest Wi-Fi and a main Wi-Fi. We can set the guest Wi-Fi up to the point where it only gives them so much. And then not being funny after, so many days, you know, probably change the password or whatever. So that nobody will just come and say,
Is it-
come hang out at right on the side of the building and we're gonna use Wi-Fi. No.
Okay.
You know, I think we can set up parameters.
And I think
Yeah.
probably the TV needs to be able to be used
Yeah.
if somebody wants to scroll a family.
Okay.
Put it in
Put them in there.
Yeah, and anybody, I would ask that, you know, in the next 30 days or something, get with me or the mayor and let us show you what's going on in there and what it's gonna look like. So you can kind of see. It's gonna be nice, so.
Good deal.
All right.
Any other questions, discussion on that? All right, so this is going to be tabled to the next meeting, is that?
Yeah, we can say that.
All right, next on the agenda is the water sewer capacity rate increase. T.A. King.
All right, this was mentioned back in budget season and a couple emails I've sent out. You have an email that was sent on 8.1, August 5th, just kind of reminding you of the capacity fee that the county, or the bulk rate fee that the county will be charging us effective November 1. And if you look, the rate will jump to $19.24. It's my recommendation that we charge $25. This is for new construction, new lots only. This does not impact current citizens or any renters, anyone that has an existing home they're buying. It's basically for new development. And this is the capacity fee that we're allocated from Johnston County that we have to maintain a certain percentage of, and we just purchased 30,000 gallons of capacity for $405,000. And so, again, I would recommend that we definitely charge over the $19.24. And comparing to Johnston County, their proposed rate, what they're going to charge their citizens, they went up 43%. So if we do that, that would put us around that $25 range. Right now, we're at $15.20. We're charging $3,800 per lot for new, for water capacity. So ours would jump from $3,800 to $6,250 if it was approved at $25. And you can see on that page 8.1, there's a breakdown of dollar amounts in 50-cent increments if the board wants to jump on one of those numbers and go with those to approve it. But again, the one in gray, 1924, I would not recommend that. We need to go higher for sure. And then again, if you look on the back of page 8, which is the first page, you can see it says fiscal year 25-26, we're in category 3, which is 323, 1924, and then the projection of next year is gonna jump again to 2385, and then the next year is gonna jump to 2907. So if we go to $25 now, we would not have to do an increase next year because we would cover that cost, but you could do one if you wanted to. But again, this is water capacity rates that Johnston County's put on us that we have to adjust.
What is the current rate?
1520, $3,800. That's based off 250 gallons per day.
Do you know when the last time it was increased?
Last year. Yep. And whatever the board decides to go with, I would ask to make that effective tomorrow, the new rates. Johnston County's gonna implement theirs November 1st, but I would say we go ahead and make that adjustment now. And we've already warned most of the developers, so they're aware of it. This is something that's out of our control.
Any kind of feedback from him?
They said it is what it is, and they'll pretty much do what they gotta do, but nothing
Pass
really.
the cost along.
Yeah, they're gonna pass it along, just like we have to. I think the $25 is a fair amount. It is a little high, but, again, Johnston County's going up 43% on us, and I think we need to balance it. And also, like I said, that would cover us for 2 years where we would not have to do a rate change next year, unless the county come back and had a drastic drought or something.
Well, they would barely cover us.
Yeah, it'd be like $1 and some change.
And what is it now?
$15.20 times 250 is $3,800. And like I said, we don't have to go with the 25, but we definitely need to go with more than the 1924 because that's what we're going to have to pay, and we don't want to break even.
No.
I
So-
like that, you know, at 25, we wouldn't have to increase it next year.
Possibility you wouldn't have to if that's what the county, sticks with. And so far, this has been adopted. There's not been any changes. The county's adopted this as of whatever date it was. I can't remember. We just got an email from Shandra, but it has been adopted by the county. Again, it does not affect any current citizens or whatever, mainly the builders and the developers. And this does not affect the sewer at all either.
That's
It's just
adding-
water.
What,
It would add, 6250 minus 38, it would add 2450. $2,450 for new construction. And right now, we're around about 8,000, I think, for new development. That's with fee and lieu, water, sewer, driveway permit, zoning permit, that's what everything for new lots, about eight grand, so.
well, and if anyone is gonna do, if they're gonna want to live in Johnson County, they aren't gonna be able to get around it.
Yeah, and again, this is passed on to us, and these rates can be adjusted at any time. They aren't on the rate schedule, they can be adjusted, so.
So basically, if, buys going at the 25, that's more than likely, I don't see that affecting whether or not someone will build here or not.
Oh, they're coming regardless, they're gonna be over here.
And it's basically a $1,500 difference, or, yeah, $1,500.
Mhm.
About $1,500 difference between 23 and 25.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying $23?
No, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying. Either one, I was just looking at your numbers here. It's about a 67% increase over where we're at now.
Yeah, well, we expected them to go up. It was mentioned back in June, I think, that they were probably going up at least $5.
64.
And they went a little more than $5. Yeah. But like I said, the chart on 8.1 just shows you what we could charge and what it would be for the sewer capacity. And if you split the difference, you know, $22.50 or $23, I mean, you're still not losing. You're still ahead of the game, but you probably would need to increase next year again.
So if I'm reading this chart correctly, the county's going to 1924, is that correct?
That's what we're being billed. Starting November 1. Which basically would come to $4,810 if we were in the county, in our area.
All right, questions?
And so it looks like that that for fiscal year 26-27, that they're thinking that that's what they may have to raise it to in 26-27.
That is correct. I'm trying to find that page right now.
Yeah, 2383 for our region.
What was that on?
The back.
What page is that on?
It's the back
Second.
page.
Oh, yeah, okay. That is correct. The new rate for this, 25-26, is 1924, and then the proposal for next year, so they're projecting, and that's the cost. That could fluctuate, could come up, could come down, but I honestly don't see it coming down.
And when you're looking at 2 years down the line, well, it's not even 2 years now,
Yeah,
because, so we're almost at 2026,
yeah.
that they're talking about it'll be 2907.
Mhm.
Only 35.
Yeah. All right.
So you need you need for us to agree on a rate.
Correct, just to modify the current water capacity rate to whatever you would like it to be, and then when you would like to make it effective.
And you're recommending that we go to 25.
I would recommend 25. That covers us for this year, and if they do not increase next year. But if it does increase next year and we have to go up it would be very minimal, because we're covering next year at 23, whatever it was, 86, so, or 83. So if it goes up any next year, it might go up $2, which would be at 25.83. So maybe we could go up another $1 or $2 the next year if we had to. Because right now we're taking the big jump because of this. This is sticker shock, basically.
What are they at now?
Who's that? What's
The county?
what are we paying now?
15, 20?
No, right now we're paying $13.25, I think.
13.25?
Yeah, I think it's $13.25. It's $13.25 or $13.15. I can't remember. Well, we're charging $15.20, so there's not much of a gap, so to speak, as what we're making.
1350.
Yeah.
13.50.
Is it $13.50? Okay, I know it's something like that. So that's basically, I mean, that's why I kind of told everybody back in budget season to be ready for it, and it's kind of still a sticker shock, but it's a good jump. So we
So
just
it's
need to
about
be
a
ready.
43% increase in the county,
Yep.
which you said a while ago, that comes up to 1930 off the
Off sheet.
1350 you just said.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, if we go up, to match what the county, it puts us up around that $25 range.
1924.
Man, that's a crazy increase there, 4-3%.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's probably, honestly, I mean, the county rates are probably gonna keep going up and up and up as the county grows.
Well, I mean, it just, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
What
and
are
it's not just this, I mean, I could see permitting and
You
everything
said
going
we can
up.
adjust these at any time?
These rates we can, so, these are, you can adjust the rate schedule, fee schedule anytime during the year, just can't change anything with the budget or
Can the county do the same? Can they
Mhm.
adjust?
They
it
sure
at
can.
any time?
Or taxes.
taxes, yeah, taxes, yeah. Like I said, we don't have to jump to the 25, that's just a recommendation, we can start out midway and then see how it goes, and then if December, January comes around, you can look at increasing it again if you wanted to. But most of the developers and builders, we've already talked to them and warned them, and they, like I said, they didn't have any issues with it, they'll just pass it on.
Going to 25 is a 30% increase for us.
Yeah.
So they don't have one. So we got a 43% increase being handed to us. And if I'm doing my math right, 25 divided by 19.24 is gonna give us a 30% increase.
Well, I mean,
We're gonna have to do it.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like you said, it's not
We sit
gonna
here and talk
deter
about it now.
people from
We're gonna have to
coming.
do it.
No, I mean, like I said, the builders we've talked to, you know, they expect it, I mean,
How does it compare with like Pine Level? Is Pine Level in the same region? Yes.
yeah, and matter of fact,
Indian Micro Cinema, so
Yeah, but-
they're in the same, but
yeah,
now,
but Pine Level don't buy water.
they don't buy water, they make their,
Yeah, they have
they're
their,
like,
yeah.
They what?
they
Pine
have their
Level-
own towers.
They have,
They're on wheels.
they have wells, they don't, yeah. They don't buy water. It's pretty much in line with that.
well, but they have, Pine Level in the 323 zone.
Yeah, for sewer,
So, yeah.
for sewer, but they have their own water.
Remember we were talking about the regionalization? That's one way thing we had talked about, is trading water and sewer with Pine Level. Because they have water, we have sewer.
okay, gotcha.
And that's why.
And we'll talk about that in a minute.
All right, gentlemen,
All right.
ready to, lady? Are we ready to, get a motion on the floor? Not everybody at once.
Oh,
Oh, I'm looking at the mayor pro tem.
oh, y'all want somebody to make a motion that is not up for reelection?
I believe there's only one person in the room that
We
applies
still got a
to.
second vote on this whole thing.
Only one person at this table.
I mean,
And you can second it yourself.
but I've always been a right sharp investigator now. Well, this is where we're at. That the county is gonna charge us, and we can either sink or swim. And I'm preferring to swim.
So with that being said, Commissioner Martin.
Wait a minute.
Oh, I mean, you know.
Cut me like that. But go ahead with your thought. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, with that being said, I would make a motion that we do the 25% increase.
Not 25%.
Well, I mean,
He's
$25.
$25 increase.
Effective,
Well, not $25 increase,
Increase to 25.
increase to.
Okay,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I got you.
effective,
tomorrow. Tomorrow.
All right.
Commissioner Martin said tomorrow.
All right, so.
Did I think the administrator asked that it be effective tomorrow?
Yes. Mhm.
Oh, okay.
yeah, we weren't misleading you.
Yeah.
We weren't misleading you.
That way we can get ahead of the game
I
if we
was
get some
hearing
lots.
him. I'm trying to watch him.
Yeah,
Yeah, effective tomorrow.
okay.
Second,
All right, have a first, have a second, all in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 4-0. All right, does everyone have a copy of the resolution for,
Yes.
number 9?
it's
Number 10?
Number 9.
Oh.
Bill Sound,
Nope, that's not it.
this was item 9.
Okay, it's been removed, that's been removed, is it
I'm
not?
gonna say 9 was removed.
Yeah, so, do y'all have the resolution?
I got Liz gonna have copies right quick.
Did I got number, yeah,
I got a proclamation for Constitution.
yeah.
If you want to go ahead and do the, you want to go ahead and do the proclamation and you come back?
Yes.
When you got here, it wasn't in your pack. It was not in your pack. He gave it to
Yeah,
you
this
when
was,
you
this
got
was the amendment to the agenda, where we took off Pearl Street and we're adding the merger regionalization feasibility study.
Did you hand it to me? Is that what she's gonna be?
She's gonna make copies. I just, yeah.
All right, if it's okay, I'd like to go ahead and start. We're waiting on the papers to get here. It's the merger, regionalization, and feasibility study. And this is done by the engineering firm Bolton and Mink. And I'd like to present this resolution for the merger, regionalization, and feasibility study by the Bolton and Mink engineering firm. This is a partnership with Kenley, which approved it tonight.
Correct.
Selma, which was also, were they having their meeting tonight? I believe they were.
Thanks tomorrow night.
Tomorrow, okay.
No, Selma had theirs
That's fine.
I think it was September the 2nd.
Okay.
I'll tell you just a second.
And Pine Level, and potentially the rest of the municipalities in Johnston County, which a total of 11. The most of the study would cost the town of Princeton would be $2,500, as there's a $5,000 fee for getting the study together. It's going to be divided amongst the towns. We anticipate our cost to be less than $2,500, but that's the most it would be. And it would decrease by the number of towns that are added. So if 10 towns went in, it would be, $500 a piece?
Mm-hmm.
So the initial study,
It was September 4th, Mr. Mayor. They had their meeting September 4th.
okay. This study and cost share covers the initial kickoff meeting and information gathering, the draft application, the application submittal, and the administration fee. The grant, if awarded, would be for $50,000 to the town of Princeton to put together with other municipalities to help form an authority. Now, I know what everybody, when you start saying the word authority, you say we're gonna lose our power, and that is not what's happening here. We need to form an authority so we can go after more seed money. But if there's 10 towns in this feasibility study, that's a total of $500,000, which we can use to hire attorneys and to put this together and have a seat at the table. And this is the next step for the town, for Johnston County. I know the county is looking at regionalization, and we need to be looking at this for the future. This is 10, 20 years down the road, but this is the start. Maybe 5 to 10 years down the road. And so, for the little bit of seed money it takes to get a $50,000 grant, I think we need to go after this. This money was approved already from y'all when we did the initial $10,000 we asked to put in the budget to have to work towards this. So this is a small drop of that $10,000 to work to get this formed, this authority formed. So this is where we're at. The town of Kenly did approve. I know Selma was looking at it. Jeff Holt was carrying it to the Pine Level meeting tonight. I talked to him this afternoon. I think Wilson Mills was looking at it, and I'm not sure about the rest of the mayors. I had another mayor reaching out to those, the rest of the towns, but another mayor was working with those, trying to get them out for approval. So anyway, this would be for water and sewer in the future. And as you see tonight with what we just signed, water's gonna be critical here in a couple of years. I'm not hearing a lot of good stuff about it. You know, they're gonna take water out of the old rock quarry and take it all the way to the other side of the county, is the plan. And, you know, we're sitting right here. And so, we're sending it up there. It's going to be made into a viable product and then brought back here into other places. And I think we're also buying water from Harnett. The county is buying water from Harnett County and Raleigh and other
Cape
places.
Fear. Mhm.
Cape Fear. So, this is something we need to get on, because when we become, when someone tells us to, we can't get what we need, then it's gonna be the end of us. It's kinda like oxygen. We gotta have it. And that's the only way we can make houses, rooftops, is by having water and sewer.
Having it and not needing it, needing it and not having it.
That's right. So, this is just totally looking to the future. So I asked tonight that, if you got any questions on this, and I'll try to answer them.
Is this what you had brought up, maybe it was during budget time, you said the mayor's council or someone got
Yes.
together, okay, this is after.
And we have allotted $10,000 to go in the budget for that.
Okay, yeah,
And so I'm asking to spend a little bit of that
for this feasibility.
for this feasibility study, which if received, will get us, $49,000 basically. We gotta pay up $750 to
What's
be.
the scope of that? I mean, what are they, what all?
It is the initial kickoff meeting and information gathering, draft application, application submittal, and administration fee. It's gotta be in by September 30th, so that's why the urgency. Just received this last night, and so, all the mayors were scrambling to get it into their meetings, to see if we could, move forward with this.
So what happened where everybody's just getting the information and we've gotta have it by the end of September?
So we met with the engineer last Wednesday, me, the mayor of Selma, and the town manager from Kenly. And met in Selma and talked with Bolton and Mink. And we were talking about the whole regionalization plan, about hiring them to look at it, just kind of filling them out to see. And they said, oh yeah, by the way, you know there's a $50,000 grant out there for each municipality that has another town to go with them. So Kenly wanted to do it. They needed Princeton to go with them, or they needed Micro to go with them. And so all they needed was 2 applicants. Well, each of those towns get $50,000 to put in to form an authority. So,
Guaranteed?
well, if you get the grant, so that's the money that we're going after.
Who's putting in the grant? Who's submitting this for us?
Bolton and Mink.
Bolton.
Okay.
So this is the.
So who's giving the grant?
Given the grant, now that's a good question.
Okay, so we're
Because-
$2,500 to prepare
Cause
this
it
for us.
sounds like to me that there's somebody that's got a chunk of change and they're giving X amount of grants out to the different cities. And it's like everything that you gotta submit an application and since I'm on it, what is the application process? I mean, what is it, what information are they looking for to determine who gets the grant and, who does it?
Information gathering will be project team members will review the merger and regionalization feasibility study grant program application requirements, the scope of work, and the information to complete the funding application. Additionally, the funding team members will schedule any necessary check-ins with Town of Kenly staff or Town of Princeton staff to share progress and gather further information. The information to obtain includes systems, unique entity ID, federal tax ID, public water system ID, identify authorized representatives, identify financial officer, fund transfer certification form, council resolution date, which is what we're asking for tonight, and anticipated project cost. The list is not all inclusive for the funding application, however, it is the basis for preliminary scoring and the foundation for an application.
And the funding is from the State Water Infrastructure Authority.
Okay. And do we know how many grants are available?
That I do not know, but Mike could get an answer tomorrow.
Okay, so you said you've gotta have a paired municipality, so like Kenly's gotta have some of them, and Selma's gotta have some of them.
For the packet.
It can be one or more.
One or more, you
So
at least
the
have to
more the
have
better.
one partner, but more the better, okay.
And each town,
Okay.
$50,000 each, so if Kenly would get it, we would most likely go along with them, so they're looking at the, I guess, about
$50,000 each.
$4,000 or $5,000 to fill out that.
So I'll put in the kitty right now if we were to go with Kenly's on, what, 2,500?
That's correct.
Okay.
But you said Kenly's approved and Selma has as well?
Selma, I don't know if approved, I don't know if they've met yet on it.
I don't know, I thought he said tomorrow
You say
night.
Pine Level?
I thought he did too.
Pine Level, yes, it is.
I haven't asked Jeff if he.
I text, the administrator there, but she ain't text back yet.
So theirs was hitting their agenda tonight to see if they could get it passed.
And the 10,000 was for preliminary,
This for this type of
for
stuff
this,
here.
okay.
I mean, we already have it set aside in the budget,
That's right.
so,
I just hate to miss the chance
yeah.
to participate and be a part of
And
it.
they can get us applied for with a thorough submission to
That's what they're telling
weeks.
us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've got their letter, yesterday.
And I like having a seat at the table. But like I said, I'd rather us be in a situation that we have applied and we're able to kind of move how we need to, especially, we're talking about taking water from us, sitting it there and then come back and we still have to buy it.
Yeah.
I would rather for us to have some form of a seat at the table to control what we can do.
I think municipalities too, all of us working together, we all have common goals. Some of us have water shortages, some of us have sewer shortages, and there's a lot of it in Johnston County because of our growth.
Yeah.
So I think it's important.
Especially in the eastern part of this.
Exactly. I think it's important that we sit down and, I kind of like the thought of being separate from the county on this particular thing, because if the county's involved, they're gonna take it all over, I have a feeling. And we wanna have a seat at the table
Right.
to, wanna determine our future. We don't want somebody to determine it for us. So we have no water to sell you, you can't have any,
Right.
and then we can't do any rate jobs.
Well, I'll be, just as straight as I can with this. If we have already allotted for this, then I don't see why we shouldn't, move forward with this. And if no one else has any other questions, I would like to make a motion. Do you have questions?
Well, I mean, that my main concern is that, it's September the 8th and we're gonna have to scramble to, get this in. And most of the time, whatever you put into something is what you get out of it. And I'm wondering, number one, have we actually waited too late to try to even try to get it awarded this grant? And yes, I do agree that there should be some conversation about water and whether or not we're going to team with someone or exactly what others plan to do, because whenever it comes to water, we're basically all in this together, because several of us buy water from the county, so we do have an interest in what the county does.
But didn't you just say they just gave it to us?
It just came away. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we just
So
received this
we
yesterday.
can't say that we waited too late if we're just now getting the information.
I've
We
got-
had already talked about and put it aside in the budget when Mr. Mayor brought it to us a couple months ago.
They've got a schedule, and information gathering is 1 week, draft application 2 weeks, and application submittal September 2025, 3 weeks. And they assured us the other day they could get it in.
So $2,500 is a quarter of what we allotted for this
At max.
purpose, at max, for the potential of $50,000 for something that's very important.
And I feel like most likely it's gonna be $1,250. I feel like Pine Level and Seminole will get adopted as well, so our portion would be $1,250.
So you're saying 2,500 is if we just did it alone, or
With
did it
Kinley.
with
We
one
did
of
with
them?
Kinley.
With
We did
Kinley.
it with Kinley, okay.
The more people in it, the
Okay.
more it's divided.
Sure,
So it's a max of 2,500.
sure.
You've gotta have one.
Is everyone else gonna be able to get theirs in? I mean,
Kinley's approved, he just texted a while ago, he was putting his in
so
tonight.
Pine Level, Kinley.
Someone's meeting tomorrow night, Hope was meeting tonight, we haven't heard back, texted him a while ago. So we're just trying, Pine Level, so.
Smithfield, Clayton, I mean, all.
They were all had interest, I don't know if Lita, Mayor Bird was, doing theirs, I don't know when their meeting is, but, she had been contacted, and I know she was very interested in participating, and she's very reliable in Johnston County for her water facility.
I mean, it's good to know that everyone else is interested. That's the key word, interested.
Well, I think we
But
just,
if we can put our bid in to say, we're not only interested, we're
getting in to say, hey, look, let's do this. But like you say, it's a sense of we're getting ready to possibly run into that, that water issue that no one has really talked about. If we had a crystal ball, we could see it, but we don't. But since we have already allotted for it, I still say this is an issue that I think we should move on.
well, I think this board too, buying the allotment we bought in this past budget season, was being very proactive with what's coming down the pipe. And it's better to be proactive than reactive.
Yeah.
And, so I think we're moving in the right direction. It's just, you're cautiously taking steps, but you don't, none of us know what's on the horizon, so.
I'll make a motion to approve.
How you gonna step over me when I was
I
trying
thought
to
you
make
were
the
done.
direct- No, I was trying to make the motion and then
So you need
yeah,
a second.
you just have to second.
Oh, I didn't hear all that, I thought you were
Because when I
just.
was saying about making the
Prophesizing,
motion, you
crystal
said
ball.
you had a question.
Cause you were about to blame me for something that.
Yeah, because I was trying to make the motion and then you had a question, so I had to back up and wait till you.
Carry on.
Robinson made the motion.
Are you second? All right.
So we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 4-0. Thank you. All right. Next on the agenda is the proclamation for Constitution Week. I'm going to read this proclamation and then vote. Proclamation for Constitution Week. Whereas September 17th, 2025 marks the 238th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America by the Constitutional Convention. And whereas it is fitting and proper to accord official recognition to this magnificent document and its memorable anniversary and to the patriotic celebrations which will commemorate the occasion. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the issuing of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September 17th through 23rd as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Stacey G. Johnson, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the town of Princeton in North Carolina, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through the 23rd as Constitution Week, and ask our citizens to reaffirm the ideals of the framers that the Constitution had in 1787 by vigilantly protecting the freedoms guaranteed to us through this guardian of our liberties, remembering that lost rights may never be regained. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and cause the seal of Princeton to be affixed this 8th day of September of the year of our Lord 2025.
Well, and let me say this, that the language in the, next to the last paragraph, and ask citizens to reaffirm the ideas of the framers that the Constitution had in 1787. The issue that I take with that in 1787, brown and black people were not part of this Constitution. And the rights of women also were not what it should have been. Thank goodness for amendments to the Constitution, that with the amendments that were made, that things have gotten better. Cause that is my 2 cents.
Yes, sir. Anyone else? So we do need to vote on this?
Yes.
That I'm gonna vote yes, but I said my.
I'm just making sure.
Where do you mean said? Shit,
I was trying to make sure I was understanding you correctly. Okay.
All right.
That I make the motion that we approve the proclamation for the Constitution.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Holmes seconded. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes 4-0.
Gotta say, I didn't know if you were still here, Commissioner. I hadn't heard you all night.
We were talking about the rates for the building.
I hadn't heard the first yay, nay, first, second.
I'm saving mine.
Okay.
All right, with all that being said, next item on the agenda is closed session.
And I'll take